And baby na edi a home komo. Na make say and some no ye come na ba be politics in some. Na ye the religion e bonipe hunu say obi religion na ye toto na say and all of those. I'm say asemo na nkasa no I say ye jai na ka bebre sa. Because there are elements of control I say ye share.
Yes.
Schools, you know, even though government schools, you know, they have more local regulations a far identity for so many years.
Yes.
And you know, say based on that norm and as a value system, you know, almost say a deal we yen to me nyen hoa. Nkolano right, and where the schools norm also begins because take the school as a corporate entity. You see it as a nipa of what belief systems be. And you know, it's an intersection. I say a per se a reservoir and yes say be a koisi I say nkaye differ asamano Emma a PTO school authorities no any nkran parent no mon trans engine ho enka say ye per se ya ma ekosa school we na school no so hyehyɛ e ma kwan so mbeba kwan ba so na ye de befa school say on twa ne tinyin wo say da bi ye gidie enti ye ntumi ntwa enti no school no ye ba akopɛ foforo a on bete ase ye akɔ eno so ye possible solution a ɛwɔ hɔ ebetumi de aye advocacy aka say da bi yemfa we nye a point of change say going forward no at Chimota school you cannot continue to do this. But in the present, you cannot begin to have this conversation as if, say, Achimota is intentionally refusing because a wemo. A yomo processor a woho amudi juma de da. Intino, yem kana intiasenye juma. Na me I feel said there's a common sense solution to this. Now, a new mono we engage GES, Ghana Education Ministry of Education. Some more per se schools no also have a local authority in terms of how they conduct their affairs. And now some more per se more standardized rules across board. Until every public school biano, you share win or until bia nimusa and say yeko. Until akolano from JHS no sa standard no will apply. Until enye obi any so concerning. That for me is the essay. Not that advocacy will be focused not on the banter. But ever focus say ministry GS dey na mo ye afa dey we na yi nyina adwene ho nti ba be standard that will be anim apart from that I think say we should allow cooler heads to prevail. Nagrat position me I don't like this military approach say ye be say this shouldn't be confrontational nkola no omo ye nyina nkola Omonfa so a ye amagana no all will benefit equally. We want them to go to school. But present circumstances and also so Makwan said the rule obtaining we should just change it because so we should allow cooler heads to prevail, engage the parties who have control but to me assess anyway. No more share and fan but in the interim, the parents have a decision to make. The school have shown them say they are person so the parents have a decision to make say your man be koho and as school for from but some person koho there the rule is it's not targeted at them.
Okay.
Idea a wo ho a Achimota for ye enti no omo hwe na emma asumdwe mbra some person mo court amotumi akokot so ebia eno de nsakra ne beba but I feel say you back and forth should focus on how we fix it for the future. Now it's not about abaying you say sometimes obi unim ayani e ka say we want strong institutions but a true honor institutions are set to omo so na ye ntiase so we should all focus on the idea say we want change going forward. Let's have a conversation about it. Say your schools, GS making rule across board. Obiang to make Obin Kasa Mimi school to say, but a bare monolithic standard Obia Bediso.
Fantastic. Indeed, Richard Ahiabani attending Honorable Richard Champon. Mameni wa join Treto, Ewasa. Nkomo yi nkomo a yesha CD from last week I enter this week and it doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. Saying from where you sit.
Obi mame na wase na menchia watiefo ni ahwefo nyina.
Yeah, Joso.
Na menchia me nua Richard. Omolese no ache. Gidi ntio. Cause a fomunye. A fomunye krati. Abano or yisu nema bi as a bait. To one the michiri.
Mama to be ase.
Ni nyina ye krata we ye nti. Adio. Obi ampe ka crutch ni mini. Nti we mistake am for be di wa bro. Awo efficacy. Yeah. Nti on person we twema. The BCS ububefu no. Afema le nsia to guso. Nya board video ko sheso ane. What fausa? What you say? That's we no. You tete be brave, but any straightforward matter. But most sense and for sometimes more now more give credence and attention to this discussion. Need to keep more dimension and people are developing more interest. I know you have a lot of lawyers in town. And then constitution, when you read the constitution, I read the letter and the spirit. Maybe let me tell you. Or refer to Article 14(1)(e).
1(e), yes.
14(1), which is every person shall be entitled to his personal liberty, and no person shall be deprived of his personal liberty except in the following cases, and in accordance with procedure permitted by law. Into the air course we if you follow laid down procedure now. Law now and I say ethics and a code of conduct and I say whatever disciplinary actions people should take in accordance with the law and as I say. But about now, no or making specification on education.
On education.
Since any panel 18 years or in here for the purpose of the education or welfare of a person who has not attained the age of 18 years.
18 years.
Inti Nkran say almost 17 years or so.
Yeah, 16,
17. Inti they will come under this law. When you're 18 years, into not to take a decision for him or herself.
Yes.
In this case, any parent, and I say he will be subjected to the rules and regulations of the institution as environment and now.
A woman.
But what you say? It is a CA, can we know. And also, a bizarre question be said, yeah, interested drugs. Eka. But law no the same thing to be beyond. And until now, you did to me, I share court and some say they will give the interpretation of the law. Because in the wisdom of the framers of the constitution, they have certain things in mind. There's a mischief. I don't person kill. And until now, model some provisions so yeah at the bar. Now we start constitution go count to 25. 25 one now a manipa educational right in part 1. 25 one say all persons shall have the right to equal educational opportunities and facilities, and with a view to achieving the full realization of that right. A. Basic education shall be free, compulsory, and available to all.
To all.
OB. The compulsory aspect, are we implementing it?
No.
I don't know my family. Me say okay, me na ma me ba ma no go school kra.
Ye nhumpo ne ababa becho.
What you say? Thank you so be to me go school basic education say you free free no dey wo ho say compulsory. Okay, so Dr. Ndium court on this matter. Court no to na sem no go.
Ekosiisen
on because people have their rights. Okay, so go school compulsory. Ababet na ko dwara kra no papa ne fie. Now the next came to no school. Upon 100 be ko fie. 100 be na do na di. 100 be to atade ahye no. And to say if you read on the surface of the law and if you say bia o dey make argument, I want careful benya problems. But ye tete nsem bebre but me no na kama dwuro mutimi yana say issue we buy no na nka on the quiet. And the parents when engage the school authorities. I believe say they could have found a way of dealing with this matter. In can generate the brave because by the other day, no. I may have some crab crocos como I wear drought, dreadlocks mutiso. In Ghana here, never be apple. but we no expose system no we no ma some heads of institutions not na ekura jim kura chene years kwa be sunshine na ye ne den ama for say a bit ma compromise discipline a bit ma influence other students and all that na mo medical school wie e bi kwa say or you pass through mo law school and sana omotwa and no chem say we into professor B also say Rastafarian
UCC
yes
Ekosiisen
but that if live with those people and all that you are careful be you did right ebam fundamental human rights I am a religion I am a cultural belief and all that you know but come wo ha ye kan nwie you what I say some say what they believe in almost say you're also right no because okay constitution even of criminal code at 29 kopona yeah should any specific law or sanctions regime and mad those say na members me bobodin eti almost so din tie the way so will pass down and yeah almost the one be okay say yes right no me say me now so me see the so person say ni me boa the constitution say freedom of association me boa freedom of religion into yes so ye freedom person enjoy ni you care for opening the floodgates na ko fa sim but these issues can be resolved into almost some court I respect that opinion the court should give a determination the court is some issue nipa but make mistake when it comes to interpretation law no cry in the parliament sometimes say yam na no cry we what bet no say gaps be then anything am dey for amendment when you sit on committee with all the staff at AG department from cabinet and all that on be give you draft instructions blah at 3 millions of cedis I'm a consultant I prepare bill about parliament sometimes so kind emrana or even language in the kwapo no we be say na nkrofo kura bi a himpo na se bom ko school what I say anything na committee stage no ye consideration na method into it means Sunday bebre only say the mystery of person kill the intent of the any memorandum na want to miss sister because human society na evolve ye nyi kwa na the bebre den na eba mo say na ka some the pictures be send a man for most of our chimote school, which is meaningful. Music occasions be over here, why 3 months or 2. But so they came to the school. No, also 3 months or 1 month, no more to influence a man for to behavior now. Until other maybe more special treatment as against our own. But we call other jurisdictions so be on the culture. I remember my first time I took crying in the 90s. Let me call extending my visa. Obi me ko ambezo abantesha somade ni what when about engage with what guys those days it's not much life I don't know that's their culture but I was shocked to see such a person or form employment to be a fan owner or sha somade ni tinwi almost culture no
but Obi those jurisdictions on kasa so no and you may be na betumi afa
that
and you know maybe a government institution
exactly some of the private institutions will not
and even that depending on nipa no a ote or recruit no and you know there's sensitivities to normal way
a lot of
I'm another example so what Hong Kong in the security architecture they are big guys now that they know. You see all these Arabs and at this that they officer 1, officer 2, officer 3 and all that they don't wake up. But some assassin also know a whole year even it's a British colony or whatever. And you know crew. But now say one naturalize or practicing the culture. They don't wake up. In Hong Kong. I lived there more than 3 years. What I say? Initially, I was sure, but I got to know sanity. Yes, because on me, I inculcated that culture now in their setup, and they are good to go. The club be our name, society be our name, or permitted a bit more than a cost and a cost. Because yes, I tomato mushui. They could also call the school, sit down with them. no marriage of any year. Okay, no school na kasa okay, we are calling them back, and I say we are insisting on our principle. But so okay, you should statement say admit the student. The next day we'll say don't admit the student. Inconsistency we know. You get everybody confused.
Yeah.
And by the end of the day, we are talking about children here. What will be the future of these children? Granted, say school no be no crop on. How would this child feel in this environment?
And that's another way cry in call.
Because the Children's Act, it's it protected the right of the child.
Of the child.
Teachers no cry you crop on. The kind of treatment even met out to the child, the child will never be happy. O pass could be fail. So you all abansi yenyo. Who fail 4 papers I sack you. On also way. On the side 4 train you with 3 more. Oda kwa kaya budget here you want to call parliament say baso. Paragraph 1054 1055. Ghana School of Law ya come as makaka kai. Abeg catch say 2020. Nipo mo for money year 1047. Now 2021 we. Amo beton form some nipo 2200.
Ba ombe fa
550. It is a predetermined agenda say ubo homodin o. One more homodin. Yes, we 550. But what Jessica Philippa 2002 in the budget paragraph 1054 1055. When you and some media nkwara life in him because they can't take decisions for themselves. They want to practice a culture. Father no a person be instill in them or they make many crackers so we want to go our own way. We will not practice this Rastafarian thing, blah blah blah. But at this age, you know, they are under the influence of the parents and all that. They become a men and women of their own self, and they can decide not to practice this Rastafarian culture or whatever. Most of them let's get to the discussion.
Now, you the court in the back.
Court in this side. But not because no me to be. Was not court in the come so much. Some say a horse wig. Or no see a
Ekosiisen I have some 94.7 FM. Honorable Richard Champion, I'm telling Kanobi. Tell Kofi Akpaloo that natural hair is different from dreadlocks. If Kofi Akpaloo keeps his hair uncut for 30 years but combs it every day, the hair would not lock, and so he wouldn't have dreadlocks. But if he leaves it uncut for a year and keeps twisting it, that is where the hair would lock. And so having dreadlocks is a lifestyle. Gordon Asari Bediako and on the way a brain. This one says, my daughter going to Achimota this year, she even cried at the barber shop, but there was nothing we could do because that was the rule. In Jonono, wakucha ne banija afro kama nice afro ba oko school nti na e was say yetwani nyina etugu ama ose ne ba ne esu ba oye ho hwe a enye. And that's okay. Honorable George Odro, hey, Honorable George Boahin Odro, former MP e wo ni wadubia. Yeah,
ba konya chimota na ba konya mfante pem omo service.
Yeah,
omo wi amako invest omo service community say Odro they have their rules.
E wo say wucha.
What I say? No more upon PTA meeting, the first PTA meeting. No, you can't just say, "Oh, my own sake akra." Then besides an akra, no, I'm a mama meeting.
Happy birthday to my brother, friend, and confidant Emmanuel Chapman Kodam Techi, former constituency secretary, Ashaiman NPP, Todonu in Kegbe, Alexander, and on the way, a brain. Yentie we 2021 budget is on our